Mastering Irregular Verbs, a journey through pronunciation and spelling variations. Hello, English learners. Welcome back to our series on grammar fundamentals. Today, we're going to delve into the world of irregular verbs. But not just any irregular verbs, we're exploring pronunciation and spelling variations among these special types of verbs. By the end of this video, you'll be able to recognize and use these verbs with much more confidence. So, let's get started. Before we dive into the intricacies of pronunciation and spelling, let's recap what irregular verbs are. Unlike regular verbs, which typically end in -ed in their past tense and past participle forms, irregular verbs have unique forms. For instance, the verb go becomes went in the past tense, not goed. Remember, these verbs don't follow the regular rules, hence the name irregular verbs. Now, let's tackle pronunciation variations. You've probably noticed by now that English can be tricky when it comes to pronunciation. This is especially true with irregular verbs. For example, the word read keeps its spelling in both present and past, but its pronunciation changes from read to read in the past tense. So it's not just about knowing the verb, it's also about knowing how to pronounce it in different tenses. Let's move on to spelling variations. Irregular verbs often change their spelling when switching tenses. A classic example is sing, which becomes sang in the past tense and sung in the past participle. Another is drink, which changes to drank and then drunk. Notice how the spelling shifts. This is a common characteristic of irregular verbs. Here are a few tips to help you master these pronunciation and spelling variations. 1. Practice makes perfect. The more you use these verbs, the more familiar you'll become with their variations. 2. Use rhymes and songs. These can be fun and memorable ways to learn irregular verbs and their different forms. 3. Flashcards, a tried and true method. Write the base form on one side and the past tense and past participle on the other. Well, that wraps up our journey into the pronunciation and spelling variations of irregular verbs. Remember, these verbs might be tricky, but with enough practice and the right approach, you'll be able to master them. We hope you found this video helpful. Stay tuned for more grammar fundamental videos, and keep up the great work on your English learning journey.